I got bigger fish to fry though right now because this goddamn market is a fucking disaster.
Only
On
if you think it is.
only if you think it is. If you're
Daryl,
awake and in it, and
no, listen. I was talking to
okay,
someone
we're
else. I
different.
sold.
We're talking different markets,
No,
TK.
no, I'll tell you the story, okay? Because it applies to all markets, okay?
Yeah,
Last year, someone said to me, TK, I've talked to other four commercial agents. They all say it's not the time to sell an office commercial condo right now, and we really need to sell. But everyone's telling me the market's this, the market's that. What do we do? And I said, well, you get it sold. When can I meet? And they said tomorrow. I went and met with them. We got it priced right. We sold in 2 weeks. They're super happy. She's called me recently for some other stuff. They're thrilled with their decision. Someone else told me about the condo market's not doing too good. And I don't do a ton of condos. I'm like, 90% detached, semi-detached freehold type of houses. And on the residential side. And so I said, yeah, I do condos. Let's do it. So I listed the condo and I got it listed at the right price. And within 10 days, we got it sold conditional. Sent out the status last night. Financing's due today. Like, you just got to get it priced right, Daryl. And you got to get people's expectations in line with where the market's at today. So if something's not selling, there is a buyer out there for it. Whether it's pre-construction or freehold or condo or commercial, industrial, office, land, there's always a price that the market will absorb the product. So
sure.
not what
There's
you want
always
to
a
hear as
price,
a
sure.
seller, not what you want to hear. I
And
get it.
well, first of all, I'm not a seller. Second of all, from the perspective of the realtor, it is an extraordinarily different ordeal. Now, there are plenty of realtors that are in their own personal ordeals. They're not making enough money. There's not enough I guess there's enough to sell, but there's not enough people to sell stuff to. Now,
Three out
hold
of
on.
four realtors last year sold zero houses.
Right. So I mean, and then that does it's not the same ones
Three out
every
of four.
year, right?
Three
Like
out of four.
they sell one here and there, or they have some other reason to have their license. But the reality is, TK, is we can't use you as a benchmark, okay? Because you got your own thing going on that's very different from the rest of the market. Okay. Now, also from the if we're going to talk about residential sales right now, like a house, okay, um, the difference in price to the realtor has no effect virtually, but the getting realistic for the seller, right? When you need something in order to be whole is a whole other ball game, right?
In
So it's
order to be whole, but explain to me, where did that come from?
well, I mean, okay, so if you're in shit, okay,
Yeah.
if you're all fucked up and your world's coming apart and you got no money and you're about to lose your house and you're about to lose your job or you just lost your job or you fucked up a deal or whatever the hell happened,
Okay.
okay, you are coming from a different perspective. You're looking at it like, okay, if I want to come out of this hole, meaning the maximum, I guess, personal tolerance for debt afterwards, or maybe at zero and get a fresh start. Maybe the goal is to have 100 grand after. Anyways, whatever the target is for the end result that you have in your head, you need a specific number, right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard until the market beats the fucking shit out of you to actually realize, oh shit, I better get to the right price. My price was wrong, right?
Right.
It's for
And
the
if you
realtor, it's
hire
like
the
get
right
to the right
realtor,
price,
if
dummy,
you
or
hire the
like
right realtor, they're going to be like, this is the right answer. If your realtor sold nothing last year, they're going to say, whatever price you want to list at, let's give it a
but
try.
that's a
And
problem,
6 months
right?
later, you'll realize that they lied to you and they stole money from the table of your children, and they will starve now because you didn't get the right
No,
information the
but hold
first
on.
time.
You and Tom both said the same thing that like the ideal situation is for them to have gone through that with somebody else already, right? Because they
Well, it just
need
makes our
that.
job easier.
Of course, right?
So,
That's
but
ideal.
sometimes we have to do a little bit of tough work, Daryl, in order to be
Yeah.
able to get things done. And I'm not saying it's perfect and it'll work every time, but this is the point. The point is this: all those scenarios that were spinning together there were all scenarios that sellers put themselves in.
Sure.
And so
For
now
sure.
the market is what the market is. Listen, you got
100%.
variances. Your agent can pump up the market by a few points here or there. Your agent can drop the ball and drop by a few points here and there. But you're not going to get 20% more because you hired the right agent. Bottom line is the market will dictate your outcome.
Sure.
Okay. At
It's
the particular time that you're selling. So my point is that seller has to accept where the market's at the time that they're going on the market. So whatever price property they are. And I'm trying to say this to you, Dale, right now. I'm offering you very good advice here.
appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is even if it's in the development world and you're going to be launching a project in the face of a tariff war, pre-construction, Armageddon, a uncertainty we've never seen in most of our lives, in an election time where we're changing of governments again brings more uncertainty. There is a price that will sell any project right now to prospective buyers, and every project has their price.
Are you looking for the best merch store on the planet? Well, we got the shit for you. Coming in at low prices where we barely make any money off of whatsoever, you can get the greatest real estate merchandise on this platform. Just look at this very flamboyant man putting on this great stuff. He looks great, he's dancing great, and boy does he look sexy in that merchandise. I tell you, buy this for anybody, you buy this for yourself. You will be not only repping the greatest Canadian real estate podcast in this world, but you will also be looking hella good doing it.